and welcome to week 5, episode 5 of The Crisis Diaries. So this week I decided to take on a project that I really have no experience in, and that is actually physically building something with my hands. It's something that I didn't really grow up doing much of and that I haven't done much of over the past few years, probably the past 10 years, like at all. And it's something that I've always wanted to do but just never made the time for, and I've got a lot of time on my hands. So what I actually decided to do was build a table, a desk for me to work at. I really like the idea of customizing as much of this studio space as I possibly can, and I thought that a work desk was the perfect place to start. I had no idea where to start, so I just hit the old YouTube and I found a really cool tutorial. I forget what the guy's name was, but I'll pop it up here quickly. I'm not really one for taking my time or planning things out. I think that's kind of why I didn't learn growing up. My father was actually really handy and tried to teach me when I was a kid, but I was just super impatient. He was in the military and wanted to show me like step by step perfectly how to do it, and I was just kind of like, f it, let's figure it out and just like do it. And that's how I kind of approached this project. So yeah, that's what I did. I just headed straight to Home Depot for step 1 to pick up the supplies. Yeah, it's all good.
Spell it right. All right, take care.
Yeah, thanks, bro. You too.
Dylan got it bumping.
And so after loading all of the stuff up into the studio here and actually opening the tools and getting those set up, the next step was measuring and cutting, which was a bit of a pain in the ass because, again, I didn't really prepare. I didn't look up any sort of like measuring and cutting best practices. It's just kind of like whipping the tape around, doing it by eye, made a few mistakes. And also the wood that I got, the lumber that I got was total crap, like super bent. So that made it a bit of a pain, but got it done.
Well, he gonna ride and fly, sugar. He gonna ride and fly, baby. When he bang on the dollar, he gonna ride and fly. Well,
After I got most of the cuts done, the next step was to actually drill the pocket holes. So the way the boards are all connected is underneath. I had to drill diagonal holes called pocket holes with a thing called the Craig jig. So that tool allowed me to drill on an angle so that I could go in afterwards and put screws that actually hold those boards together. This was a huge pain as well. I drilled a bunch of the holes at the wrong depths in the wrong places, screwed up trying to figure out how to use the tool, but again, eventually got it done. And then after that, the next step was sanding. I didn't realize until after a while that it wasn't very well ventilated in here. Not much of the dust was getting out of the windows, and I was breathing in a bunch of sawdust, which probably was not good. I can't imagine that possibly being good for anyone. After after breathing in about a pound or two of sawdust, I figured it was time to inhale some toxic fumes in this tiny little studio and apply the wood stain. I had to come back a few times late at night to come apply additional coats of stain after it had dried. But once that was ready, surprise, surprise, I got super impatient and just wanted to put the legs on. I got these steel like live edge table legs that I was able to just sort of bolt in. And I did that before actually applying the finish coat, just because I wanted to see the whole table together, which was really stupid, won't do that again. Then I was able to flip the table over and apply a couple coats of clear coat finish, which took even longer to dry, and that really tested my patience.
Dylan got it bumping.
Once that clear coat was done, I was pretty much finished, and I had not felt so proud of doing something in so long. I stood there when it was finished with my hands on my hips like a proud dad, just staring at it for, honest to God, like 20 minutes, just so pleased with myself.
He gonna rise and fly. Well,
and now I have this awesome desk that I get to work at every day. It's the perfect size that I wanted. It's built for exactly what I needed. Overall, this was a super gratifying experience, putting this desk together and just building something totally from scratch with my own hands. I can definitely see myself wanting to take on some more projects like this in the near future. I'd love to build a bookshelf, maybe another workbench that I can build more stuff on. And it's not the most impressive or complex thing that you could build, but I feel really proud of it. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this week. It's getting so nice out here in Toronto. You can see how bright the light and the sun is on my face. You may have noticed the short shorts. Just wanna spend some time outside, get some vitamin D. Thanks for watching. See you next week.